Vikings, let's win the game.
Hey Vikings fans! Ready for a lineup of news that will set the pace for the next season? First up, there's buzz about the Vikings signing a seasoned pro from Cincinnati. This guy's got the chops to seriously bulk up our defense. Next, we dive into what used to be just a steaming hot rumor, but now it looks like it could turn into reality, involving a new cornerback straight out of Los Angeles. Don't miss the astonishing developments around Kirk Cousins and a strategy that might just be pure genius from Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah. And to wrap things up for today, we've got a wild theory from Ben Roethlisberger that involves our beloved purple team. Welcome! Show your Viking support by reaching 100 thumbs up on today's video. In the cutthroat world of the NFL, every move is a strategic play, and it seems like the Minnesota Vikings are setting up a masterstroke. After a tactical pause in signing new free agents, the Vikings are about to make a move worthy of a standing ovation. With the draft compensation window looming, the team has been cautious, avoiding any additions that might wipe out a future compensatory pick. But the plans brewing promise to be significant. According to Bleacher Report, the Vikings have their sights set on Mike Hilton, former cornerback for the Cincinnati Bengals. At 31, Hilton isn't just any player. He's been one of the top slot covermen over the past decade. With experience few can match and still shining abilities on the field, his addition to the team would be immensely valuable. And make no mistake, the Vikings' need for reinforcements at cornerback is more apparent than ever. With Byron Murphy Jr. returning and the presence of other young talents, the team still lacks the depth and seasoned talent that Hilton could bring. As the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, Brian Flores is known for his aggressive blitz schemes, and Hilton has a standout track record in this area from his time with the Bengals. Besides his effectiveness in stopping the run, being ranked by Pro Football Focus as the best run-defending cornerback last season, Hilton could also explore versatility on the field, potentially even playing as a safety if needed. Plus, his adaptability and leadership could be crucial in elevating the Vikings' defense, which was already the NFL's second best in 2024, according to EPA Play. But why is Hilton still available? The answer is simple. The supply and demand dynamics at his position haven't favored an immediate contract, and Hilton looks to be seeking the perfect opportunity after the Bengals opted for younger, more economical talents. And that perfect opportunity could very well be with the Vikings, especially after the draft. As we await the draft picks, the Vikings' strategy is clear: to strengthen an already formidable defense without compromising future picks. Mike Hilton isn't just a player, he's a strategic move, a piece that could bring not only experience and skill, but also a vision for the defense that only a veteran with his acumen could offer. And that, Vikings fans, could very well be the key to transforming potential into victories in the 2025 season. Get ready. Because if this signing goes through, the Vikings' defense won't just be adjusted, it will be revolutionized. And as you ponder this bombshell of news, brace yourself, because what's coming up next is even more staggering. A growing euphoria surrounds the Minnesota Vikings fan base, with hopes to further enhance the team's cornerback lineup before the 2025 season. Amid the height of speculation and the echoing drums of the NFL draft, a fact emerges that could be the Midas touch for the defense. Asante Samuel Jr., currently with the Los Angeles Chargers, might don purple after the draft. This buzz began to simmer after some unconventional yet intriguing observations. Imagine finding yourself in a nightclub in Miami and there's Samuel Jr. sporting a Vikings cap and whispering about his plans to join the team post-draft. It might sound like something out of a spy movie, but the details have indeed come to light. And these aren't just random guesses. Two reliable sources contacted by Vikings territory, with a track record of about 80% accuracy, have not ruled out this possibility. One was categorical: "I believe that rumor." This adds a substantial layer of credibility to the entire story. Adding Samuel Jr. would not just be a luxury, but a strategic necessity for the Vikings' defense. Our squad, already among the league's best, would greatly benefit from another talented young cornerback. The current lineup, featuring Byron Murphy Jr., Isaiah Rodgers, Mickey Blackman, Jeff Okudah, and Dwight McGlothern, is robust. Yet Samuel Jr.'s arrival could elevate our game level, ensuring internal competition that would only strengthen our rear guard. It's important to note that every hiring triggers a cascade effect. If Samuel Jr. really joins the Vikings, we might be looking at a defensive alignment with Murphy Jr., Samuel Jr., and Rodgers as key figures, leaving Blackman, Okudah, and McLaughlin as excellent backup options. This depth would be crucial, especially considering the long season and inevitable physical and tactical challenges. But what about the draft? If the Vikings decide not to select a highly projected cornerback like Jahdae Barron or Shaven Revel Jr., this signing would almost certainly happen. However, another twist with Jair Alexander could become available soon. For Vikings fans, the potential addition of Asante Samuel Jr. to our squad is more than just a hope. It's a glimpse of a potentially dominant defensive season. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning of the preseason excitement, as the next revelation is about a familiar face, possibly returning to Minnesota with a plan bordering on genius. The strategic gears of the NFL are constantly turning, and the Vikings are at the center of a rumor that might sound like a masterstroke for the team. Quarterback Kirk Cousins, currently with the Atlanta Falcons, finds himself in a peculiar situation. Despite signing a monumental $180 million contract last year, he's slated to be the NFL's highest-paid backup quarterback in 2025, a title nobody envies. Frustrated with his role and seeking to control his destiny, Cousins has chosen to skip voluntary workouts this spring, hoping to be released by the Falcons, who now seem to face two choices: grant his wish or pay a hefty price to keep him as the backup to Michael Penix Jr. Moreover, Cousins' situation continues to intrigue, including the Cleveland Browns, who are currently the frontrunners should he become available. However, this could quickly change depending on draft decisions this month. Here's where a clever play could come into the picture for the Vikings. Picture this. The Vikings let Cousins sign with Atlanta in his last free agency year, gaining a third-round compensatory draft pick in the process. Then they draft J.J. McCarthy and bring Cousins back a year later on a minimal veteran contract. This move would not only save resources, but also bring back a seasoned player familiar with Coach Kevin O'Connell's system. This strategy, while not a sure thing, would highlight GM Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah's ability to skillfully maneuver in the market, maximizing both talent and financial resources. Cousins, with the financial backing of Atlanta, would be available to support McCarthy, ensuring a smooth transition and reinforcing the Vikings' quarterback line. As the Browns remain in the mix, the reality is that anything could happen until the draft and free agency window closes. Cousins' market might be less competitive if he becomes a free agent this summer, creating a prime opportunity for the Vikings to bring back a familiar and valuable resource economically. While it's a long shot, the Vikings have a history of unexpected and strategic moves, and Cousins' return under such unique circumstances would be another example of the team's boldness in their ongoing quest for NFL success. And speaking of returns and speculation, our next topic touches on a theory that's causing a stir in the NFL universe, where one player might be holding out a surprise for the Vikings. Brace yourselves, because the next topic is as explosive as it gets. NFL rumors are like winds that can change direction at any moment, and what Ben Roethlisberger, the legendary Steelers quarterback, recently said only adds more intensity to this swirl of speculations. On his podcast, Footballin' with Ben Roethlisberger, released just a few hours ago, Big Ben unleashed an intriguing theory about Aaron Rodgers, suggesting the star's future could have an unexpected twist. Roethlisberger believes that Aaron Rodgers, currently in talks with the Pittsburgh Steelers, might still be holding his real intentions close to the vest, and those intentions could involve continuing his career in Minnesota with the Vikings. Why would Rodgers be training with DK Metcalf and broadcasting those sessions, but hesitating to sign with the Steelers? According to Big Ben, there's more to these actions than meets the eye. I think Aaron is still secretly hoping for Minnesota, Roethlisberger said. He questions whether Rodgers is waiting for the Steelers to beef up their roster through free agency, or what they decide in the draft. Roethlisberger further speculates that perhaps Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell has given Rodgers inside information that keeps him hopeful about the team's prospects. Big Ben also mused that if Rodgers were truly considering retirement, he wouldn't be actively participating in workouts with players like Metcalf. Additionally, there have been rumblings that Rodgers might even be eyeballing real estate near Pittsburgh, yet as Big Ben points out, the uncertainty remains. The theory posits an intriguing possibility. Even with McCarthy seemingly established as QB1 for the Vikings in 2025, the door for Rodgers isn't entirely closed. This scenario keeps everyone focused on Minnesota and Pittsburgh as we await Rodgers' final decision. Should Roethlisberger's theories hold any weight, the Vikings could find themselves in a privileged position, possibly closer to a Super Bowl attempt than many anticipate. So, Vikings Nation, as we've touched upon everything from strategic negotiations and heated rumors to potential comeback stories today, the future is shaping up. Which piece of news excited you the most? And what other moves should the team consider? Don't forget to share this video, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel to receive all the latest news about the Minnesota Vikings. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings, let's go!